G'day mate. Foster's. It's Australian for beer. Which is interesting since I bought this oil can in the international beer section of my local bottle shop. In fact, the only time I have ever seen Foster's on tap was on a trip to England when I was 18 years old. After drinking this much maligned beer, I was quite distressed that Foster's is considered to be Australian at all. In the subsequent years, the taste of Foster's has faded from my recollection, unlike the memory of lying on a bathroom floor on a cold Salisbury morning after drinking Guinness chased by tequila. They know too much! Kill them! This totally Australian beer was invented by American brothers, William and Ralph Foster, who arrived in Australia in the 1880s. The Foster brothers came with the intention of brewing Australia's first bottom-fermented lager. They brought with them the wonders of steam-powered refrigeration. Prior to this technology being introduced, beer did not travel well, and if you could not see the place where your beer was made from the place where you were drinking it, you could expect a heavy bout of diarrhea and regret. It was worth it. Woo! Foster's was first brewed in 1888. So strong was the brothers' affection for Terra Australis that they sold their company immediately and caught the first ship back to America. Foster's soon became so popular in Australia's 19th century colonies that German brewers were prosecuted for putting Foster's labels on their beer.
Oh, Wolfgang! No one is buying our delicious Hefeweizen.
They can't pronounce the name, Helga! Just slap a Foster's label on it and they'll drink it like milk from a frow's teeth. Foster's was relatively well distributed in Australia until the 1970s, when an attempt to take the beer from its mostly Victorian consumer base into a national market was a failure, with northern drinkers beating senselessly anyone who appeared to be betraying their local brands. Queenslander! Apart from the northern influence, the 1980s saw many local beer brands becoming nationally distributed, and in the face of a myriad of options, the jig was up. Australians were just unwilling to accept that Foster's was a premium beer brand. Now Foster's is mostly brewed and consumed in other countries, where cringeworthy stereotypes about Australian culture can be used to make the beer seem exotic, rather than just plain old boring. So to remind myself about what I haven't been missing, I'm gonna scull this beer! Oh, it's cold. I don't mind it. Foster's is a lie. It's not Australian for beer, but it's much nicer than VB and Forex, which are genuinely Australian brands, so that has to be considered when we're evaluating this. It does taste mostly like water with a little bit of bitterness mixed in, but you know, water's pretty refreshing. So on the final evaluation, probably would just drink water, but if you don't have any water around, Foster's is a good substitute. And now for something completely different, I've decided to drink a beer that's genuinely Australian and actually has some flavour. That's right everyone, I'm gonna drink beer with chili in it! Yeah, it's pretty spicy. Ooh. It really does burn the back of your tongue. And I'd say this is more of a beer for those who are bored with drinking beer than something to buy a six-pack of. This beer is best matched with eccentric costume changes. And now for some feedback on my beer reviews from my precious viewers. Jack A writes, "You're a dumb bitch." Oh, look, a comment from a female viewer. This ought to be supportive. Carmen McDougal states, "Hey, this bitch is weak. Ain't nothing like a cold VB." Sure thing, doll. If you think something sucks and you'd like me to review it, let me know in the comment section below. Sayonara, bitches!